Hey, I'm in the process of making a rip fence for this bandsaw. And all I've done so far is welded these two pieces of angle iron together. And I put this small strip of steel right here, or iron, welded to this one. Now, I don't know if how this is supposed to work or not, but I believe that this bracket here is for a rip fence. Why it's on the back side of the blade, I don't know. Anyway, the way I've got this figured out, that can slide in there, and this piece here can ride inside that groove. And if I pull that over, I don't know if you can see that or not. It's pretty hard to see, but I've got it to where it's just right on square with the table. So now I need to make a piece to go down here like this. I'll weld that on. I'll drill a hole right here and put a bolt through it, and that bolt will butt up against the outside of this and tighten that up. Now I don't know, I might have to put a piece down here like this, and matter of fact that'd be just the right size, damn near it, so that it'll hook on to this down here and not raise up. I don't know, but if I get this on there and get it tightened down, I'll be able to see that for sure. So, get us a center punch out here. A measuring stick. Now I've got that started nice and straight. And I made it through. and a hole is 1/4 inch. Actually, needed to be 17/64, I believe. Now, I need to weld that on there. Just like that. I don't think I'll get any splatter on those threads. I want to keep the bolt inside there so as I don't get any splatter on the inside. So we'll put a little bit of this nozzle gel which keeps splatter off the nozzle on the welder on there. And while I got that out, put a little bit on my nozzle. And on that new tip that I put in the other day, there we go. Now, let's just see how this works. Either get a handle, a nut with a knob on it, or weld the lever on this one. Well, other than that bracket's loose, pretty good. I was wondering about adjustment in my welding. I'm not going to have to worry about that because that's got some in it. And I think yep, those are just screws in there. Yeah, that one's just loose as all get out. My golly. It's pretty good right there where I've got it. Well, I think I've got it here. Got my I've got my bracket to where you can put it on there and it gets tight and really doesn't move, just thumb tight. But that's aluminum, and my nut's leaving a little bit of a mark on it, so I thought I'd put something in between my tightening bolt and this here. And so I made this here. I put this I think it's a 3/8 inch nut, welded that onto that piece of angle. I cut that angle off a little bit and get this started on here. That nut just holds it on there so it doesn't fall off when you loosen it, like that. That gives that something to tighten up against. Plus, I think it'll give it a little bit more, make it a little bit more sturdy, because it has that big wide plate there. If I put a weld a lever on that nut, that's pretty hell for stout right there. It doesn't, the table moves, but the saw doesn't, or the fence doesn't. So I think that's going to work just fine. And it doesn't pull up off of there either. So maybe put a little paint on that and call it quits. May not paint this side. I may take this side here and take a flap disc to it and polish it out smooth. By golly, I think that's a fence. That slides on there real easy. But it had a lever on it so that you didn't have to use this wrench. That makes it a lot easier, but I think that'll work. I don't think it's going to fall apart. And it comes off of there real easy. You can slide it right down like that. Take it off. And I think, yeah, that nut's on there. There's enough of that nut there so that piece there doesn't fall out. I think that's going to work. Just take that. Slide it right on there like that. Let's put it right up next to that notch and see how well it squares up. It's really hard to tell. But I would say that's done.